Well, hello, hello, hello. This is Patricia, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States and more specifically in Alaska. And today we are going to look at Count on Me. I first saw this and I thought, I'm really not all that much into these playful characters. It's not that I don't like them, it's just I don't know what to do with them. So the first thing I want to do, or I learned to do, was to color them. And as you can see, I'm going to color this cute little bear. I think he is so awesome. By the way, the order number for this is 155647. Although the information will also be below in the information about this video. So, I took this bear. I took a piece of cardstock. I took my Memento Tuxedo black ink. And the reason I used this particular ink is because I am going to use the Stampin' Blend markers. I love these things. Before I started with Stampin' Up, I had a few other blends, or not blends, a few other alcohol ink markers. But I couldn't really figure out how to use them. And then one day I saw a video on this and absolutely fell in love. And one of the things that I particularly like about Stampin' Up's blends markers, is that when you order them, you order a light and a dark. They come as a set. They then, once you have them, you can use those two markers together to give shades and highlights. And I'm going to show you how to do that. Now, I've already stamped all of my bears. I'm not going to show you that. That's fairly easy to do. What I have done is I took my light Flirty Flamingo and I colored in all my little bear's ears. It's just the tiniest bit. And then after I had done the first row, or almost the first two rows of them, I realized that, you know what, that little ear looks like it's going backwards. So then I just colored in the barest little bit right there on the edge of that bear's ear, or it would be the inside of that bear's ears. It's not really bad one way or the other, but that's what I did. Then I took my ivory, which is part of the ivory and bronze. These are kind of supposed to be, I think, skin tones, although there are other skin tone markers out there, or ones that you can use as skin tones. And then I just colored the bear's nozzle with, like I said, the ivory. And it just made it easy to go through and do these. And then I decided, you know what, if I'm going to do this, I might as well show you guys what I'm going to do. Then I took my real red, so I've got real red, light and dark, and I am going to, now there's two different ends. There's a paintbrush type end and a chisel point type end. And it doesn't really matter which you use. One thing I will say is you definitely do want to store your markers flat. Do not store them in a container like this. All of the ink then runs to whichever end that you have done that with. And then I think I'm going to go down just a little bit. I hope it doesn't make you... There we go. I'm a little bit closer now. And then I took, like I said, the light, real red, and I colored in the whole little heart. Okay. Then, whoops. Then go back to the next heart, or go to the next heart, and color in that. Then I'm going to put my lid back on, make sure it snaps. And I'm going to go to the other end, and whichever side you've kind of got your shadows on, that's the end that you want to give a little bit of dark there. Again, snap it. And then I'm going to go back to the light It doesn't matter which end. Really, the painterly end you might use if you have a larger area. And I just go over that again. Those will blend and give it a very nice looking heart. Then I took my pen, and I don't have my pen right here, but I drew lines where I want the clothes. Now this is a really, really bad printed version of it, but if you go out to my Facebook page, just go to Facebook and search Stampin' with Patricia, no G, no spaces, and search for, it's one of the recent ones. I shared this just recently, but you can see this written much better. Sorry about that. I decided to go ahead and go get my pencil and my marker. And you can see on my Facebook page some examples of what you might like to do. So let's say I'm going to put a t-shirt on this bear. I'm going to draw the color, I'm going to outline what might be the collar. I'm going to put some sleeves on there. I'm going to put the end of the shirt, and he might be wearing a belt, so I'm going to put some belt hoops on there. And then he's also going to have the bottom of his pant leg. So there we go. Now I have some lines. If I want, once I have those lines and they are actually where I want them, I could highlight them or redraw them with my pen, and I'm just using a regular pen. Draw those lines again with the pen so they stand out, and so that it has a moment to dry. Now, I'm not going to be real picky on this, but I am going to take, let's do, this time I think I'll do the soft suede, and I'm going to use light and dark. Hope you can see that. The sun has not come up, or it's just now coming up at about 10:45 here in the little village that I live in. And since I'm doing a larger area, I'm going to start with the light, and I'm going to use the paint end, or the paint brush end. And I said it's going to be larger, but I start on the arms then, right? Okay, so I'm going to... So something kind of interesting here in the village, snow machines. In Alaska, we call snow machines rather than, I think in the lower 48, you call them snowmobiles. Well, we call them snow machines. But not only that, here in the village, they call them snow-goes. They're not even snow machine, they're snow-goes. And I could not understand what my kids, I have kindergarten kids, and I could not understand what they were saying one day when they were talking about the snow-goes, and I'm like, what? And then finally my aide said they're snow-goes, and I'm like, oh, I don't know why I couldn't understand what they were saying, but I couldn't. Okay, so I've gotten the fur all colored in light, and now I'm going to come back with the dark, and I'm going to decide that my shaded area is going to be on this side. So I'm going to give it a little bit of shading, a little bit around the nose, under the sweater, or they call everything sweaters here. If it's a hoodie, it's a sweater. It's kind of funny. Okay, so then I told my kids that when I first got here, I'm like, that's not a sweater, that's a hoodie. And they're like, that's a sweater. Whatever. It was kind of cute. Okay, then I'm going to come back again with my light and blend out that harsh line there. Okay. By the time I get back to it, it's had a little bit of time to dry. There we go. Okay, and then when all the alcohol dries out of that, you'll see some nice blending there. And a lot of times, sorry, it's shaking my shelf. I like to do swirlies. Okay, so that's my soft suede. Now I need to decide what color my clothes are going to be, and I think I want him to be wearing a pair of jeans. So I've got Night of Navy, or I've got Misty Moonlight. I think I'm going to go with Misty Moonlight. These are my blues. And again, because it's a larger area, I'm going to use my paint brush end rather than the chisel end. And I'm just going to color everything of his jeans, quote unquote, right? There we go. So I live in a village that is 20 miles south of the Arctic Circle, and the sun is at 10:45-ish, just now getting ready to come up. If you're above the Arctic Circle, the sun has set until sometime in January. Okay, notice I don't even have to be worried about what direction I go, because everything is going to blend out and give it a nice smooth blend. So again, I need to make sure I got that. Push that down. Come on, oh, I guess it's already snapped. I didn't hear it. Okay, and then I'm going to go on the side that is my shade side, and I'm going to draw in some shades on this side, and all of the little marks that the artists have put in there, I'm going to do those as well. Okay, and anywhere that I really think has a little bit more shade, and then I'm going to go back with my light and blend it. Okay, just like that, just round circle-y things. There we go. Okay, so my jeans are done. Now let's look at, let's see, what color of shirt. I think we're going to be wearing a Calypso Coral shirt. By the way, something I have noticed, and this is just kind of a me thing, I put the Stampin Blends emblem on top and the thicker paintbrush end on the right, and then I can just turn it and see the colors. And I don't know, that's one of my things, I guess. All right, I'm going to take my light here. Oh, you know what? I forgot to color his little ears, didn't I? And we're going to color his shirt in Calypso Coral. And again, this is my light. So color the whole shirt in. And you know, I used to put the dark on first and then wherever I wanted it, and then it doesn't matter. You do you. It really and truly does not matter. You do whatever works for you. And then I'm going to put some nice shading on here. I'm going to put the collar as the dark. I'm going to highlight these little lines, and truthfully I'm going to put my dark kind of over here, or my shades. That looks good. Okay, come back to my light, blend that out. I don't have to blend the collar out because I want the collar to be a little bit separate. And then sometimes I like to come in, and you see on this one, now I used a, I don't remember what kind of black marker I used. We do have one with Stampin' Up, but I don't happen to have it here in the village with me. I've got one at home. I live in Palmer, but I don't have it here. And so sometimes, you know, you might want to, I think I'm going to leave him. But I drew some, just a little crosshatch there. Sometimes, like, let's say I'm going to do one here, and I will draw a patch, and I'm just going to put some stitches on it, like that. Or maybe I want to put some pockets on here. So I'll put some pockets. And he might as well have two pockets, right? Okay, and maybe these will be shorts rather than long pants. And so I will do this, and it might even be, let's make this, here, let's give him a waistband here. And let's give him some overalls. Maybe he is not even wearing a shirt. I know, it's tragic. Okay. And it's going to have some belt hoops there. And he might have even a extra little something there. Okay, so he's got him some pockets and some shorts. Let's see. Oh, we need to finish this guy. This guy, let's see. Maybe he wants... you know what? This might even be... what do I want to do with this one? I don't know what I want to do. Here, we'll do this. He's going to have some overalls, but these are going to be a little bit different. So we're going to pull in this, there, and then he's going to have down here something like this. There we go. Nice little overalls. We need to finish him off though. Does he want short overalls, or no, he's going to wear long overalls. There we go. Let's draw a little bathing suit on this girl, and she's going, as a matter of fact, she's going to be wearing a bikini, so she's going to have some straps here coming down to her top. Go across. We're going to draw that up just a smidge here so that we can do that. There we go. Put her bikini on. And she's going to have her little bikini right here. There we go. Aha, cute bikini. Oh, I'm drawing this in pen. I hope I don't make any mistakes. Let's put, we already put a little dress on this gal. Let's put some jammies on one of these guys. And I think this one is going to, now what I'm going to do is kind of draw a little bit of a, I have to tell you, by the way, that I did not come up with this idea. I wish, like anything, I could find the one that I originally found, but I can't seem to find it anywhere. So I guess it is what it is. You know, I'd love to give credit, but I don't know, and I did not record. Now these pajamas, they're not going to have arms because they're going to be long sleeves, and they're going to have feet in them, so I'm going to leave it like that. So, oops, I forgot back over here on this bear to color our, let's go back to our soft suede. No, where's our soft suede? It's over here. And we're going to put light on his little ears. Matter of fact, I'm just going to cover up that pink that I originally drew. There we go. Okay, whoa, you know what? I need to come back to him and swirl that out just a little bit. All right. So this gives you some ideas. And by the way, go to Stampin' with Patricia on Facebook. Just do a search, and I have a whole sheet of this there for you. All right, let's go for some Blackberry Bliss. I've got my light and my dark, and we're going to do her her little swim. Whoa, I want my light. We're going to do her little swimsuit, and I'm just going to use the chisel end since I've got little bitty space here. Color her little bikini. Not that I would wear a bikini, you know. I should have done this end with the paint end, but that's okay. It truly doesn't matter. You just have more strokes. By the way, one thing I will say say about using the paint end is you do not want to put that tip straight down. You want to come at it from the side with an angle like that. So I'm going to give some shadow over here. And then I'm going to go out and draw on all of the little lines that are given to us by the artist, as I said. Come back with my light. Swirl those out a bit. There we go. Okay. Then I should put just a smidge up here. There we go. And come back with my light. Very relaxing. I have to tell you guys, I am not a colorer. I mean, I am not a colorer at all. But I have sort of fallen in love with this. I love doing it. And I'm not good at it, but I sure am enjoying playing with it. Okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and do sort of an ivory bear here. So I'm going to give some ivory feet. Now I know that this is the same color that I did the nozzle or their nose with. I need the other end. It's a big area. Now, as far as cutting these bears out, here are two things I would advise. One, either just cut them out. I mean, you know, it's not that big of a deal and it's not that difficult. It does take some time. Or if you have, because there is not a die cut for this little guy or gal, depending on which one you're doing or how you're dressing them. There we go. And or use, I think it's a Brother Scan and Cut. Now it's not at home, up here in the village. I don't have anything like that up here. But when I go home for Christmas, I'll be able to cut these little bears out. Now, if that's not something you want to do, no worries. Just simply stamp it directly on whatever you're going to do with your, the card. You don't have to cut it out. So I'm going to go ahead, we're going to try this and see how it works for the bronze. It might be just too much of a difference. This is the one set that's not really a blend per se. I mean, it is a blend, but I'm going to do that whole little area there. Okay. There we go. I'm just sort of putting some in where you think it might be, and then I'm going to come back, like I said, with my light and blend that out. Now, the lines aren't going to completely go away. That's okay. It's not supposed to. Okay, whoop. And down there. Anyway, I won't do too much. I'm already at 24 minutes, but there's the idea. How fun is that? And then go check, like I said, Stampin' with Patricia, no spaces, on Facebook. Look up the one that I have there. This is a horrible printed copy, so don't worry about that. But it will give you some ideas of how to dress your little bear, and maybe even these have given you some ideas of how to color your bear. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you will give it a try. If you would give me a thumbs up down below. If you have not already subscribed, I would love it if you would do that. If you would share this video, that would be fantastic. By the way, if somebody knows where I might have gotten this from, I would love to share that in the comments down below. So if I do find out, I will do that. Thank you so much. Have a good one wherever you are. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving.